Howdy, partner. Listen, if you have an idea that you want to give an online life, a websited life, then you can use Squarespace, where they make it easier than ever to launch your passion project, whether you're showcasing your work or selling products of any kind, with beautiful templates and the ability to customize pretty much everything that you see, everything that you need. You can make a really great, really sexy website all by your lonesome, even if you don't know squat about how to build websites. It's just that easy. And if you do get stuck, they've got an award-winning customer support that is 24/7. They are always there to help you. Shade. Go back a couple of episodes. Check out squarespace.com for a free trial, and when you're ready to launch, use the offer code READ to save 10% off your first purchase of a website or a domain. That's squarespace.com, offer code READ for 10% off. Let them know we sent you. Let's move on.
Hey, y'all, from the legendary director Spike Lee and the team behind the Academy Award-winning Get Out comes Black Klansman. Black Klansman tells the story of Ron Stallworth, who was the first African-American detective to serve in the Colorado Springs Police Department. Determined to make a name for himself, Stallworth bravely sets out on a dangerous mission to infiltrate and expose the Ku Klux Klan. Not safe now, definitely wasn't safe then. It's starring John David Washington, Adam Driver, Laura Harrier, and Topher Grace. Black Klansman is the crazy, outrageous, and incredible true story of a real American hero. So see the newest Spike Lee joint, Black Klansman, in theaters August 10th. Should be good. And now let's start the show. No one in my family ever left a body to be found.
Sophia.
Okay. And which season?
Now, see, now you're doing a lot.
Am I doing a lot?
Mm-hmm.
Am I?
Now, see, you're pushing it overboard because you're mad I got it so fast.
No, I'm not mad at all because that was very obvious. I wanted you to guess the context of the quote.
Nobody ever in my family ever left a body.
Think about it, because this was a very memorable episode.
Is this a line that is based around what's happening in the episode?
Yes, it is.
Fuck. Jesus.
Mm-hmm. Something to do with a murder, perhaps?
Is this season 7?
It is season 7. Go off then, my nigga, for the final trivia question. What's season 7, episode 2, Case of the Libertine Bell?
Bell, yes.
Yes. The girls were taking part in a murder mystery episode. Of course, Dorothy solved both cases because she's just that bitch. In the first one, the one that was all for fun and games, everybody was in on it. Do you remember the plot of the murder and who the guilty party or parties were?
Okay, so the play pretend one that they did, well, technically both of them were pretend, but the first one that they did was like a story of some like rich, I think, dad who, the guy that got murdered was like, I think maybe getting married, and he had like 2 kids, a brother and a sister, and they were trying to figure out who killed the dad or whatever. And Dorothy ended up solving it correctly by saying that, fuck, I think both of them were guilty, but I just can't remember how it ended. Both of them were guilty. Like, she took the knife that was used to slit one of the wedding people's throat. I can't remember who got their throat slit and who got killed the other way. But one of them killed...
You're working it out.
One of them killed, I want to say, the bride with a knife to the throat, and Dorothy figured it out because it was obvious by the direction that the throat was cut that it was somebody who was left-handed, and she could tell by the daughter's ring that she was left-handed.
Okay.
And then
I didn't ask
son...
for every...
Okay, well, I know. There it is. I'm done.
You clearly remember it.
Yes, I do.
Yes. It was the daughter and son who killed the daddy and his new bride because they were afraid he was going to change the will.
Yes.
To cut her in because he was like 88 and she was like 24.
20, right.
Yes. All right. You do know
I got
your
it.
Golden Girls.
A maitre d' is some kind of waiter.
Bless Rose, dumbass. fact that every detective was like St. Olaf.
St. Olaf, Southside.
Yeah, I could smell them every time.
All right,
good job, my nigga.
Thanks. I think maybe we're gonna retire the Golden Girls trivia soon.
Okay.
Maybe we'll go back to like movie quotes and we can jump back and forth.
Maybe so.
Instead of me plaguing you with the ones
other
that you
TV
done all the
shows.
time.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Maybe The Office. You never know what we could get into.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
It's a good show.
It's pretty great.
So, yeah, welcome back to The Read. I am Chiquisha Clemens.
And I am gonna be... I just want to be Janelle Monáe.
Okay. It's always valid. She's a good one.
Because I was inspired by her A Sip freestyle.
Oh, okay. You know what? The pictures and videos from A Sip always look so good. It looks like so much fun. I have to like make myself available for one because they look like such a good time.
I think I'm just going to go the Patreon route just so I can get...
I'm pretty sure I already support.
Yes,
I'm pretty sure I already support them on Patreon. But yeah, I just need to go to one.
So Black Excellence this week.
Who's Black Excellence this week?
23-year-old Tyler Mitchell, a Black photographer based in Brooklyn from Atlanta, Georgia.
Nice.
So rumor has it that one Beyonce Blue Sir Rumi's mama, Knowles Carter, will be not only covering the September issue of Vogue, which is the bad bitch issue of Vogue, but also will be taking over as editor-in-chief and is giving all access to everything. So I imagine that, you know, Blue will have her editorial, as well as full control over the looks.
Right.
But with that being said, the reports go that she has called on this young man, this Tyler Mitchell, to shoot the cover of Vogue. And this would make him the first...
This is shameful, Vogue.
The first Black photographer to shoot a cover of Vogue in all 126 years of its existence. That is right, folks.
A shame.
I said 126 of them things. 1892. And it started as a weekly publication, newspaper or whatever.
Yeah, wow. And not once has a Black photographer shot the cover.
Not even just like being on the cover, just shot it.
Much
just
less the September issue. Just any cover.
Just given the job.
Of all of the thousands of Vogue covers that must exist, it's actually a fucking shame that Beyonce had to come through and be like, Anna, I'll just do this. You're talented, I guess. The girls go up for you, but I have my own ideas. I have this young man in place. I already know the captions that I'm going to write that I don't put on Instagram.
Yep.
So.
Yum.
Okay. Is that mine?
It's definitely not mine.
Is it mine?
It's definitely not me.
Okay, how do I cut it off? Oh, fuck, it is. Okay,
Yum.
my bad.
Love it. Love it. Love it.
Anyway.
I just love that it has been me in such a long time.
It doesn't matter. Shout out to this young man that Beyonce handpicked to be iconic and step into this role that no other Black photographer has ever had the honor of doing, which is still just blowing my mind.
And he gets to reportedly shoot Beyonce.
Right. I heard
in September
that Beyonce already gave Anna the cover. She was like, "Oh, here's your image." So
you know what?
Do with that what you will.
Duh.
Yeah, I think she's already done it and turned it in. Like, there you go, girl.
Of course,
right. This is gonna come out any minute. Yeah. Because I know Rihanna is on the cover of September British Vogue, and that comes out I think later this week or early next week.
Yeah. So those things are they had to have been done.
Yes. So congratulations to that young man and to Beyonce for doing whatever she wants at Vogue, and to Rihanna. Anyone else for Black Excellence this week?
Yeah, actually, LeBron James.
You're gonna stretch it out.
LeBron James.
I have all the time in the world.
LeBron James.
We can actually wait to do this. It's absolutely fun.
LeBron James and his foundation linked up with the school board over in Akron, Ohio.
Yes.
His hometown. And together they have created a public school called the I Promise School. 240 third and fourth graders have already started classes.
Amazing.
Some 43 staff members, I believe. There's going to be like 20 students a classroom.
Yes.
And this is to service like at-risk students.
Low income.
You know what I'm saying? Just kids who either don't have the income or the environment or, you know, the family situation or whatever that can lend to a, you know, focused and motivated and healthy education. And, you know what I'm saying? So kids, you know, many of our brothers and sisters, sons and daughters and nieces and nephews and things like that. So that's really, really amazing. The school year is going to run a little bit longer than normal from July to May. School days, which I love this, are like a 9 to 5. They're longer too, but I love that it's 9 a.m. to 5 p.m.
Yeah, my little brother's
like,
school was like that. It was like, this is your job.
Get
you
into
are going
it.
to work today. Yes.
They have STEM camps that will be available during the 7-week summer break. And I mean, if you thought that you weren't going to be going to school in style, you were wrong. First of all, look up photos of the school. They got like a bunch of sneakers that I guess LeBron wore during games that I'm assuming were auctioned off. I don't know how they sold these shoes to people. But like one shoe is kept by the buyer and then the other shoes like hung up in the school. Sickening.
Like it.
Free tuition.
Of course.
Yes. Free breakfast, lunch, snacks, drinks. After lunch, they have like a support circle for students to get them, you know, keep them focused on work.
Right.
What else do they get? They've got free bicycles, each student, and helmets, just because LeBron talked about how he liked to ride his bike around and explore
he needed his bike. And these kids need bikes too. It's like, it's a small thing that is such an important thing.
If you live within 2 miles of the school, you get free transportation. There's an on-site food bank where parents can come and pick out food and stuff to prepare at home. They've got job placement programs for parents. They've got GED classes and programs for parents.
Nice.
They've got all kinds of things that like can not only lend to like a healthy state of mind and emotional state of mind or whatever for the students, but also for the parents, so that kids are going back to a healthy and supported and loved on household as well.
Yes.
And on top of all of that, if you graduate from the school, you're guaranteed 4 years of tuition covered.
It is just
at
amazing.
The University of Akron. Like this. So everybody knows that I don't know anything about the sports. I just, you know, heard about him moving to play for the Honey Badgers. And
that's what they are.
I will get a jersey because I stand LeBron, greatest of all time.
This is a beautiful thing LeBron is doing. He's always been very generous with his money, but pouring this kind of money into education and doing it the public school route and not creating another charter school, and also going after the kids who are a year or two behind their peers academically, and not necessarily the kids who are at the top of the class, but the kids who need extra help, the kids who need that extra attention and focus. So it is just wonderful what he's doing all the way around. I am in such complete support. I won't be buying a LeBron Lakers jersey because I have my own.
I'll probably get a Heat jersey.
I was about to say, do they even still sell LeBron Heat jerseys?
I'm sure
you can find one. Yes. So yes, it is a beautiful, amazing thing LeBron James is doing for those kids. And I just, you know, it's the sort of thing our government could and should be doing for children all across the nation, but it's entirely too much like rights, so white people won't do it unless they are, you know, one day forced. But this is just beautiful.
Oh my God, amazing. If he were to kneel down, if he were to get on one knee, it would be like he didn't give a fuck about America.
It's true. And in fact, people are even now talking about LeBron is using his money to divide us. Like, if you can look at what he's doing with this school and find a way to hate on that, then you were just born to hate. I'm sorry. If Taylor Swift could open this school, and I would just have to give it to this bitch.
would just have to clap both of my hands.
Because it's just that good of a thing. So if you find it in your heart to hate on LeBron, you have to really wonder why you are that dedicated to negativity. So...
well, that's about it for Black Excellence this week. We're going to wrap that up, and then we're going to head on over to the next segment where we talk about pop culture and stories.
Are you done? Because I have to do it.
Okay.
This week in Black Excellence.
Oh, wow.
My nigga Kid Fury
Are you playing the fucking Jamaican?
The legendary podcaster, vlogger, and stand-up comedian Kid Fury, it was announced this week, is developing a half-hour HBO comedy series.
What is this playing in the background?
It's the Jamaican national anthem.
Are you?
I thought you would love it.
Okay, first of all,
Thanks
Clarence.
to Lena Waithe. Okay, I will stop. I was trying to think of how Jamaican I could make it, but
wow.
Thanks to Lena Waithe and a handful of other amazing people. Kid Fury, my motherfucking nigga, sitting right across from me right now.
Oh, gosh.
Will serve as writer and co-executive producer on the new series. It is a surreal, dark comedy that follows Greg.
No. We're not doing this.
20-something sarcastic gay black man navigating adulthood and responsibility in New York City.
You are so much.
While struggling with his undiagnosed clinical depression. I just have to say, I obviously saw this coming, but I simply did. But all of us who have been Kid Fury fans for so long and can remember your ass back in Florida in your mama's house taping videos in your room. Yes. Those of us who remember the salmon colored wall. Those of us who have watched you move to New York and deal with loud ass toddlers and rats and mental health shit, some that people know about and some that don't, and just all the trials and all the things you have overcome and getting past your own self to be where you are right now, my nigga. I am so proud of you.
Thank you.
I am so proud of you because I know what it took for you to get here. And we don't ever celebrate ourselves. But I am going to force you to celebrate yourself today, bitch, because you did that. No, nigga. You don't get to downplay it. You don't get to act like it's not that big of a deal. I'm pretty sure you're the first openly gay Jamaican American person to have a TV show. I'm pretty
it's
sure.
Not even ordered yet.
I'm just saying, my nigga. I'm just saying. Let us be happy for you. Let us be proud of you because it is such an amazing thing you have done. And I just cannot say enough good things. I'm so proud. Look at my motherfucking friend.
Oh my God.
Out there living his truth.
Thank you. I appreciate that very much. I'm not even going to get in my emotions, but
no, it's okay. You can. Do you have a speech? Would you like to tell the people your story?
A speech.
Would you like to tell them about your process?
All I am going to say about this is that I'm incredibly grateful. I have been pouring the majority of myself into this project, into this experience for such a long time, and it has drained so much energy from me. Not because the process is draining. I mean, it's hard work, but it means so much to me that I have placed a lot of pressure on myself. And I think that it has affected me in my life in many, many ways ever since. But the ball has been moving. Thank you to Lena Waithe. Thank you so much to Chloe and Jason and HBO and everybody for being so supportive and so helpful and understanding that, I'm a lunatic and I'm also humble to a fault sometimes. So, yeah, I'm just... it's still really, really early. My nigga, I cannot tell you how many headshots I've gotten in the past 2 days. Like, so when does shooting start? I'm ready to go. And I'm like, girl, it's so early. When that press release came out, I was like excited because it's not a secret anymore or whatever. But at the same time, it's still so early on that it's like, I don't know that I'm ready for all of this attention on it yet. Yeah. I'm still like cradling it in my mammy titties and my bosom.
I definitely thought they were going to sit on it for a couple more weeks before it came out. And I was just like, damn, they wasted no time. Like they were literally just waiting to be like, yep, got everything. Great. Put it out there. Like
sent Variety my whole government.
Yeah. Variety put it all out there.
Middle initial and all.
Now everybody...
Yep.
And now everybody is celebrating you. So many people who do not see themselves reflected in TV are going to see characters that look like them and their friends and their brothers and their cousins. And it is just such a great thing. I am so, so proud of you. I love you so much.
Thanks.
All I ask is that if my character makes an appearance, please don't cast a mixed girl to play me. That's all I ask. I'm just saying. Please don't let them do that.
See, this is the problem now. Motherfuckers think that this is going to be like a story about my life and everybody in my life.
If.
And it's not.
I'm saying if.
Okay.
If I show up, cast somebody with 2 black parents.
I'm not going to talk about
That's
too
all
much
I
of it.
ask.
What I will say, though, is that this, for me, it is more important about telling a story of emotion and like self-discovery than like telling you about Kid Fury or how, like, it's not about that at all. It's about like feelings and emotion and misunderstanding yourself, not giving yourself enough credit or a break and that sort of thing, and then how all of that fits under the queer black lens.
This is going to be beautiful.
So
I cannot wait to see it. Just keep that in mind.
Prayers up. Say a good one for me. Thanks so much.
A gift for you.
You are just... Is that Hennessy White?
It is.
What is today?
And it is infused with marijuana.
Oh my God.
I know you have somewhere to be tonight, so I don't expect you to drink right now. But, you know, if there's a young man that you... I had all this planned out. What you mean, nigga? It's a celebration. You have done something amazing, my nigga.
This is so ignorant. Thank you. Okay, I will take it.
Okay.
You're going to get this episode pulled.
Yay!
All right. So, moving along.
Asante got you this.
Oh, my God.
It's the spicy Haribos.
So, you know what? What I will say is get you some friends like these. Because
You're
if
welcome,
you are
my nigga.
anything like me and you are not giving yourself credit at all, you need somebody to do it.
Oh, please. We're actually not ever going to let you live this down. I just want you to know. This is just the beginning of your embarrassment.
Remind me how the Emmys were. I need to know.
You'll find out yourself, my nigga. Why don't you tell me next year how the Emmys are?
That's all
Why
hypothetical.
Don't you do that?
Let's talk about somebody who's been there.
Great. Okay, great.
Right.
Anyway, though.
So, what's your favorite book?
Oh, what a terrible question. Oh, man.
What's the last book you read?
You know what? The last book that I read that had a huge impact on me was Hunger by Roxane Gay. Like, I can't stop thinking about it.
Okay, so this week's segment is called Hot Tops, Bottoms, and Hunger. Because I feel like that just
right in.
Works.
It does. Great. Love it.
Wow. That'll be an episode.
Look at how the universe just brings things together.
So speaking of LeBron James, I heard that LeBron had a little party, a little gathering.
Did he now?
It was a post-ESPY party. I don't know.
Oh, God.
So again, not much about the sports, but I recognize these two individuals. One of them goes by the name of Tristan Kardashian. The other one is Draymond Green. Mm-hmm. Is it Mond?
It don't matter.
Draymond?
Yeah, that's fine as well. Okay. A little bitch Green.
Ooh, well. Maybe you'll like this story. Little bitch plays for the Bay. Golden State Warriors. Mm-hmm. They win things.
It's true.
Was it last year when they played Cleveland?
Ah, yes.
So after their win,
are you okay?
Niggas are just so. There was an interview that took place after they won the game, and Draymond Mond got a microphone from someone in his celebration here with his shades on, and was recorded saying, "We just ain't cut the same. I told one of them dudes from the Cavs after the game, he tried to shake my hand. I said, Tristan, we ain't cut the same." Clearly talking about Mr. Kardashian.
Right.
I don't know if they have not seen each other or had not seen one another since. But story goes that actually one Jason McIntyre, he's verified, but I don't know what he does.
Okay.
He posted on July 19th. Before tomorrow's show, I hope somebody breaks the NBA fight I just heard about. Apparently went down at an LA club this week. No spoilers here. So then yesterday,
oh Lord,
tweeted, finally, this story is out there. And I can say what I heard about Tristan Thompson punching Draymond Green 2 weeks ago.
Yes.
Draymond went up to apologize for Tristan for what happened after Game 4 of the finals. He put G4, but I knew that he meant game form.
I'm very proud of you.
TT, why didn't I just call him that? TT, do you love me? Do you want me? I know you're right. TT said, nah, man. And Draymond tried again. Come on, I didn't mean it, is what Draymond said after trying to apologize. And then WHAP, WHAP, all capital. So I love like full description. Yeah. I love, infinite detail.
I love onomatopoeia.
I also love a good onomatopoeia.
It's really just excellent.
Tristan leveled him with a punch. Draymond didn't go down. So how did he level him, but he didn't go down? You can't level him if
he didn't go down.
That don't make no damn sense, Jason.
Damn it, I was celebrated too early.
Draymond Green was not the aggressor. He was trying to make peace. Tristan felt embarrassed by the end of the finals, this moment, and just unloaded. I mean, well, nigga, I feel like being like a heterosexual, assuming man, Negro, who's also an athlete professionally in a huge American sport, and then you lose the finals, and then a nigga disrespects you like in front of the world on top of that personally. Exactly. He could have just said, I said to one of them dudes, and left it at that. He said Tristan personally. Like, he intentionally he did. Called your name out, and then approached him and tried to make peace, and that wasn't enough. Tristan just had 2 babies. He's not in the mood.
Whoa, 2 babies. Oh, shit. I forgot about that other one. Damn, that fast. Yeah. You know what? I've been saying one day somebody was going to punch Draymond Green in his fucking mouth. Because he always talking to people crazy on the court. I knew one day somebody was going to be fed up.
I knew he was one of those athletes that you weren't fond of. I just couldn't remember why.
Oh, it's petty basketball reasons, honestly.
That's fair enough.
To do with him personally. And if he was on my team, I'm sure I would feel differently about him. It's like that. But still, I feel that way because I do, and I'm not going to change my mind about it. Okay. No matter what y'all say to me. I know that I'm being petty for no good reason. Y'all can't shame me with that. So
too bad.
Oh well. Wish there was video for me to see this
hey, punch. You never know.
I wish
maybe
I could see it.
Sometimes, the footage leaks a little bit afterwards. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Or maybe they'll fight again on the court.
Hey now, maybe they will.
Like the look of excitement that just shot out of your face, like, oh wait. Maybe they will. I don't. If he leveled him with a punch that didn't knock him down, that might be enough.
Yeah. Well, again, choice of words. But
or maybe the Kardashians will just put a hit out on him. They don't.
No, I doubt it.
They don't take disrespect for their niggas until they're tired of them.
Do they not take it though?
Until they're tired of them.
Because what are you really going to do though, Chloe? Chloe not really gonna do nothing. You would look stupid riding for a man that's got you out here looking dumb already, having whole ass babies on you and shit.
Do like Regina George things, plant maybe dildos in his locker, or make up a rumor that he slept with someone horrible like Ann Coulter. No, nobody's gonna get. I mean, Draymond already leaked his own dick pic. It's gonna be difficult to shame him. I don't even really want to look it up. I'm always open to look up a dick pic. Yeah, he was trying to Snapchat his dick to somebody and posted it to his story instead. Classic mistake. Yeah. A couple years ago. So, I mean, I'm certain it's still on Google if you really want to see. No, I'm fine. Okay. Well, moving along. Recently, British rapper Skepta posted a photo on his Instagram of one of these fancy new ultrasound images where they get into your baby's nostrils and eyelashes and all kinds of shit. Bitch. They show everything. This shit is terrifying. Yeah, you y'all can love see who your baby look like in the womb. It's a little too much. That's kind of a lot. I like surprises. Right. It's all right. Just a couple. So yeah, this was like 2 days ago. They posted this ultrasound with a rose emoji as the caption, and everybody's sending him congratulations. Good portion of them would like to know if Naomi Campbell is pregnant. Because Skepta and Naomi were like claiming each other, shooting photos together and showing up at one another's events. Really now when I think of Skepta or see a photo of him, all I can see is him plugging his fingers in his ears when Naomi was talking about politics during the GQ interview. Right. Like a giant child. My goodness, things that matter. Sir. So yeah, now people are saying that Naomi Campbell is possibly pregnant. He obviously has not said who who baby this is. And no niggas, it could be anybody's baby. But Naomi posted a photo, I believe today, of herself that said something like happy 1st of the month or 1st of August loves, and it's her in a bikini with a very flat tummy.
Of course.
So I don't know.
Naomi Campbell is also 48 years old.
There's that.
So the chances are low, but not impossible.
Especially if you have Naomi Campbell money.
Right. And with money, all things are possible.
Yeah.
You can get implanted in your, I'm sure her uterus is still doing just fine. She doesn't have to conceive naturally. So that could be a throwback Thursday. It could be she's just not showing yet because she's Naomi and her belly won't do it. Or it could be that baby Adenuga belongs to somebody else and Skepta is just getting ahead of the story before the blogs, before the shade room can be the one to leak it. Like it's one of those things.
Right.
I kind of hope that is a baby with Naomi just because I don't want to think about him disrespecting Naomi and stepping out on her and having a baby on her like that.
Well, I mean, there's a good chance that they're not even together anymore.
Maybe they broke up and didn't tell us.
Yeah.
It's not our business.
It definitely is not. I haven't heard much about Naomi and Skepta, I think, since that same interview where he was acting like...
Because I felt like she looked at him like, how dare you embarrass me this way?
Because Naomi is never quiet about her stance on politics and things like that, so... I don't even know.
Right. This young man.
But then you just like meet a nigga with tattoos and then he got good dick.
And he's
then
just
you
fine.
Just forget that.
He's just fine and young. And so you're just like, fuck it. Who cares?
Then you get reminded that he's younger than you. And maybe not all
As
the
soon as
things.
he opens his mouth, you're like, oh yeah, this is why.
You're a nigga.
I said I wasn't going to do this.
Meanwhile, Serena Williams' husband out here flying her to flying her to Italy because she just wants spaghetti.
Right. He said, oh, she wanted Italian for dinner, so.
I would really like a...
Are you fucking kidding me? What?
Just really want cannoli. Like, oh, no problem. The jet's hot.
You know,
like,
sometimes
what?
I just think about Olympia Ohanian. Is that how you say the name?
I think so.
I think about Olympia's life and how much more blessed it is than mine right now. And has been for every moment.
Just going to royal weddings.
Of her days. I'm obsessed with Serena's social media presence now because she stands for her baby and shows no signs of slowing down or stopping. Every day it's like a picture of this child sitting, drooling, and she's just like, love of my life, hanger of all the stars in the universe. Yeah, and you can't blame her for being excited, but it's just so sweet to see.
Speaking of which, I halfway want to talk about the Brandy, Ray J, Princess Sonia arc of Love and Hip Hop.
Have you been watching Love and Hip Hop?
I watched the last episode because I saw clips of drama and I wanted to see it. So I did watch the full thing.
How did you feel about it? I have to know this.
So Ray J ain't shit. And Ray J
it's true.
has family members that are allowing him to not be shit in this situation and sticking up for him and allowing him to think that he has, a foot to stand on in this bullshit. Princess is was pregnant with her first child, your first child.
Miraculously. Ray J's first child.
And I mean, her body is changing so drastically inside and out. There is a person inside of her just doing all kinds of gymnastics. Yeah. She has never experienced this. And I don't care about Princess. I really don't care about anybody on this show. I'm really thinking. No. So I'm not like standing, but I'm just thinking like as a person, who the fuck wants to be going through all of that? Your hormones are driving you fucking nuts. And then you and your nigga argue and this nigga just decides he's going to go to Vegas for 6 days. Right. And then on top of that, has bitches in his hotel room sending you DMs that they're with your husband / baby father. What, like, I don't
know. And they taking pictures of him in the hotel room. So they're not like lying about this.
Right.
Like looking out for you. Like, hey, girl, this is what your man is out here doing.
And I fully believe that he probably has some homeboys who brought some girls up to the hotel room with him because they told their homegirl, hey, I'm friends with Ray J, and the bitch wants to meet Ray J, and he feels like that'll get him closer to pussy. And knowing niggas, especially niggas with money and access or fame, you allow your regular ass friends to get you caught up every fucking time because hypermasculinity tells tells you that you can't say no to these niggas because then you ain't a real nigga. No, sir. You have not seen your pregnant wife in 6 days. You out of town. Y'all ain't on good terms right now. No, P. Joe. No, Man. No, KJ. You cannot allow for your new
KJ.
friend from the fucking club to come to my hotel room. No, I don't want to meet none of your new hoes. I can't because I don't trust none of these bitches. It's so easy to get on an internet blog. You know what I'm saying? On an Instagram blog. And then she gonna be even angrier with me. Now, he should have came back home, apologized to his fucking wife, and then gone over to his very angry sister and mama and smoothed things over with them, explained to them why she was mad. I mean, they should have understood, first of all, because they know that Ray J is a mess. Secondly, both of them have been pregnant before for the first time, second time, whatever, however many times. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And both of them have dealt with niggas. So you should understand where the fuck Princess was coming from. You shouldn't be ready to jump on her, oh, well, but he didn't actually cheat on her and and you can't say the whatever. He put himself in a position to look as if something stank was going on when they were already not on good terms, and she is at home with her huge belly and probably swollen feet and just craving all kinds of food she ain't never ate in her motherfucking life. Not to mention all of this ends with her vagina being split in half for a new life to come into the world that she has to change when it shits. Like, it's just too much. It's too fucking much. And then you got your sister and your mama attacking her at her fucking gender reveal, which I already think that those are ridiculous. But fine, do it. You know, have your fun. It's for you.
We're not gonna be able
celebrate,
to stop,
whatever. You know what I'm saying? Coming for her and arguing with her and talking about she should make a public apology. A public apology. A public apology.
To Ray J.
To Ray J. And the nigga, instead of going to him and being like, no, like, we just gonna, you know, smooth things out and say our sorries to one another and just move on. You really thought, like, you were looking at her to, like, make this apology in front of all of these niggas.
He went up to Princess and was like, you need to apologize in public. That's what my mama and sister want to see.
When I tell you,
a hot nut fuck with your mama and sister want to see, my nigga.
Clapped my hands after that scene for Princess. I did. Because I would handle it the exact same way. I don't give a fuck about your mama being mad at me. I don't give a fuck about your sister being mad at me. I'm not married to any one of them, and I'm not pregnant with any one of their babies.
Right.
So they can be mad all the fuck they want to. This is your fault. Everybody should be pissed off at you. I don't give a fuck if I ask you to run down to Piggly Wiggly or motherfucking In-N-Out or wherever and go and get me some animal fries or animal style, whatever the fuck that shit's called, and bring it back to me at 3 o'clock in the morning.
There you go, yes.
I'm pregnant. I'm hungry.
Just do it.
Just do it. This is what the fuck happens. I don't give a fuck if I was being petty and you mad. You don't go to Vegas for 6 motherfucking days and then your sister's talking about, I ain't a punk. Me neither, sis, so what's popping?
Right, so what's up, Brandy? Sonya and Brandy are the type who act like you are more wrong for reacting to a nigga's fuck shit than he is for doing the fuck shit.
Just because he's their relative.
Right.
No, go to him and be like, you should have been at home with your man. Like, I'm arrived for you.
You should have been at home with that girl. She is in her last trimester. So what are you jetting off to Vegas for?
My mama would have been like, now here are all of the reasons that you ain't shit and this is what you don't do. But then at the same time, when they would have seen the Princess the next time, it would have been like a slick comment about that Instagram shit. Like, oh, now you know you do a lot on that social media. I don't like it. I'm not a fan of it.
You? I sure do. That's right. And I will be the type to talk to people crazy right back because
she wasn't raised like that. And you were? Work. I was like, work. We're not staying. I don't give a fuck. Everybody can get flames.
I was surprised at Princess's like lack of fucks in throughout these couple of episodes.
I was proud
that have come out. I was like, okay, so you was really like fed up with Ray J, not to the point of leaving him. That never seems to happen. But you were just like really over his bullshit and really not about to let Sonya and Brandy run you over.
Brandy
so
talking about,
you.
oh, you got to set an example for that baby, and you put in all of the family's business out there.
What about the example Ray J is setting for the baby?
Let's talk about all of the times that you have reacted to people on Instagram.
Oh,
many times to people who don't react back. Like, so what are we talking about?
Let's not talk about behavior on Instagram.
Everybody in this family has played the Instagram game at one point or the next when they mad or in their feelings or whatever.
It.
Like, what? That just... I don't know. I watched that because I saw a clip of it, and I remember watching the trailer, so I didn't expect for that scene to be so early in the season. I was like, let me go on over to Mr. World Premiere.
Of course you didn't find it on demand or
No,
nothing like that.
feel like I just got Verizon. I don't know how all this shit works yet. So, anyways,
yeah,
I just
that
needed
was
to bring that up.
highly entertaining.
Erica Alexander is teasing us with the thought of a Living Single reboot when she posted a video in front of her MacBook and said, does anybody know how to reboot this? And hashtag Living Single reboot, Maxine Shaw effect. Anyone need a reboot is the caption. Okay, so first let me just say, I'm bringing this up for 3 reasons. A, I stand for Living Single. B, I stand for Erica Alexander and Maxine Shaw. And C,
both of them.
The other day I left a shady comment about Roseanne under one of Charlamagne's Instagram posts, and Erica liked the comment.
Oh, wow. So she stands for you in return.
I feel seen. Bucket list. It was that clip of Roseanne where she was like, I don't know if she was having a stroke. She was just like high and smoking a cigarette and weird. She was yelling. I thought the bitch was what? Yeah. Like just completely all fucked up. And I said that she looked like a wet Whole Foods bag because she did. And Maxine liked it.
You are so exhausted.
I just love her so much. She hasn't aged a day. Anyways, also, I would watch this. Even though Living Single was in a 90s kind of world, and we've talked about the difference in like tone and culture and a lot of that stuff in the 90s versus now, I think that Living Single is different than like a Martin, where like a lot of what made Martin really, really funny was about like the things that were happening in the 90s or 90s, like black culture. This nigga like held all of his friends up over a Walkman that cost like $150, $200, some ridiculous amount of money for a fucking CD player at the time. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And just a lot of the jokes and a lot of that comedy really wouldn't fly today. It's not that it wouldn't be the same. Whereas I feel like a lot of what made Living Single funny were the individual like traits of the characters. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Which, you know,
right. It wasn't about the jokes, it was about the interactions between the women.
Right. And the way that they were.
Right.
Maxine being this lawyer and how all of that happened, her always being hungry, her like walking over, you know, not letting niggas walk over her and playing them, and then, you know, her whole thing.
Yeah.
Regine being like the bougie girl from the hood who is like super, bougetto would be a better way to phrase it.
With her beauty supply hair.
But you can't
tell her she is not the flyest.
Sinclair being Rose.
Yeah, right. She's just a black rose.
Basically just a black rose. And Khadijah being like this boss, this 90s girl who's about her business and trying to like keep everybody sane and keep everybody together and also run her shit. Like all of that could still be relevant today and in a funny way. Like I don't think that a Living Single reboot with all of the characters and where they're existing in their lives today would be bad. Because they could still be themselves and it would still be funny to me without being like, oh, yeah, that kind of stuff. It's a different time now. We can't laugh at that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they don't have, like, people in whiteface like every episode, or blackface, or, you know, a nigga dressed up as a hood girl, or a gay character that's not played by a gay person that's acting all flamboyant with like grease all over his lips. Like stuff that I will still watch in syndication and laugh because I know that at the time it was different and it was hilarious. Right. But now it's kind of like the way that people think, the way that the landscape of the entertainment industry looks, it's just different and stuff's not gonna fly. I think Living Single is different.
Well, I won't say that I wouldn't watch it because I definitely would. It's just not one of the shows that I immediately am like, reboot necessarily. I just think that you could make a modern day version of it. I think you could do, you know.
Well, that's what I'm thinking.
Late 20-somethings. Well, a reboot is the same characters coming back, which I also, you know, I love those original actors and characters. But I'm thinking a modern version of this show would be just as good for the reasons you said, because it wasn't necessarily about the jokes. Like, Martin was so much carried by Martin, the stand-up comedian, and his influence over it, whereas this was about the relationship between the women and their distinct personalities.
Oh, well, then I don't want to watch that.
So I'm thinking, you could probably just make a modern day version of Living Single. At least one of those girls would be bisexual, probably Khadijah or Max.
See, I don't want to see that.
See, you sound like somebody's auntie.
I don't. I guess I changed my mind. I don't want to see that. I want to see the original 4 women playing the characters that they played before in this time in their life.
And that's probably what this will be if they really do reboot it. It'll probably just be them, except it's 2018 now, and they got priced out of the brownstone because gentrification came to Brooklyn, and they are, I don't know where now, somewhere deeper in Brooklyn or somewhere else. I don't know, but still seeing those same people's stories. I would not be opposed to that. I just don't know. I need to see how it's going to look on TV.
I just don't think there's anybody who's going to be able to pull off what we love about those characters besides the people who play them. Like, nobody can play.
Oh no,
Maxine
we have to
Shaw.
have the original 4 back. It's not even a question. It's
impossible.
We have to. And honestly, I also want Overton and Kyle back as well.
I would like.
So I would really appreciate that.
So,
and I think they all still look pretty good and are around, and so if it works out, I'm certainly going to watch. I can't even front like I won't.
So Nicki Minaj is discussing pushing her album back again.
Now this.
So she tweeted the following. She said, "So there's a record on Queen that features one of the greatest rappers of all time. Had no clue it sampled the legend Tracy Chapman. Do I keep my date and lose the record, or do I lose the record and keep my date? Do we push Queen back 1 week? I'm torn, y'all help. Tracy Chapman, can you please hit me?" Now, I don't know if Tracy Chapman has a Twitter. I'm guessing she doesn't because she didn't add her.
Right now, I think she used the hashtag.
She said, "Oh my God, for the love of Queen, love you so much." And then she said, "Since I may have asked it wrong, vote. You guys can only imagine how much this means to me. It's such a perfect body of work. Love you, long time." And she had people vote whether to keep the date and lose the record or keep the record and push the date back. And at the time of this, which was yesterday, the 31st, it was very close. 52% said keep the record and push the date back. 48 said opposite, obviously. And of course, the Barbs being Barbs, one of them found an Instagram, a Tracy Chapman online, and sent a DM.
Oh, Father.
And it says, oh, Jesus. It says, "Hey, sis. Yeah, so look, Nikki's..."
10th grade.
I love this. "So look, Nikki's life is in your hands."
What?
Her life. 100% of her living. She needs you to hit her up so she can clear a record she sampled you in so that it can officially go on the album. Because if she don't, and she pushes this album back, you will be held accountable for me slapping the good dog shit out of her. And I would hate to kill my bitch before this amazing world tour she has planned.
Y'all are rabid.
So can you, what?
What the fuck?
So can you please hit the Queen up for Queen? Thanks, love. I went and copped the chopsticks emoji." And then, "Hey girl, it's me again. So perhaps..." This is actually really funny.
These kids are a mess.
"So perhaps Nicki releases the song. How much would you exactly sue her for? Would $1 million be good? She can even do $2 million. Just let us know and we'll make sure she gives you the money after August 10th, love. I went and copped the chopsticks again." I don't know if that's just supposed to be her DM signature or what. Of course.
I didn't know you could do Instagram DM signatures.
I mean, like a manual one.
Oh, you just type
I
it
think
out
it's
every
just
time. Okay.
That's me ending my message.
Hashtag get the strap.
Right. That's her get the strap.
Got it.
Cop the chopsticks.
Got you.
And of course, Nicki reposted this, and they're all having a kiki.
Girl, okay, let's not do this online. Surely somebody in your massive team can get in touch with somebody who represents Tracy Chapman.
I'm sure they've already got
right,
this.
that's what I'm saying. This doesn't even sound like a valid excuse because Nicki Minaj has such a well-oiled machine behind her. It seems impossible that any samples that need to be cleared wouldn't have like been cleared by now. I don't get that.
I know
or
that they're...
couldn't be cleared by the time the album comes out. Why wouldn't it?
Well, the album's supposed to come out in 10 days. And I
just
have
don't see why
heard...
that would take that long.
I've heard of artists having records submitted like 2 days before the album's supposed to drop sometimes. So, I mean, I don't really know the music business or submitting an album like that, obviously. So it doesn't really shock me that she's still getting some work done or whatever. But especially like this part of the work, clearing samples, I don't know how, they didn't realize that there was a Tracy Chapman sample in there until now.
Like, who produced this song? How did this happen?
Right. Why didn't they say that?
That doesn't make sense.
But I'm sure that once they realized it, she has to have people in place that can, like you said, get in touch with the right people so they can just get it cleared in time.
Right, but Tracy Chapman don't be on the internet. So
yeah, right.
This just seems hashtagging her name and reposting some crazy person's DMs to... Is that even Tracy Chapman's Instagram, or is it just a fan account? Do we even know? Like, I don't even think we know whether that's actually her account, but it just seems fruitless to do those things. None of us has any access to Tracy Chapman. So
I think this is a way, she's very she's very interactive with the Barbs when she wants to get someone's attention.
Validation?
Both of those things.
Okay.
Tracy Chapman Online has 26.8 followers. This year we celebrate the 30th anniversary of Tracy Chapman's debut album. Request your free copy of the ebook. There's nothing really here I feel like that
would make you
inform me of
Chapman
whether or not this
in.
is her account or a fan account or even a manager
account,
or something that's doing it. So yeah, I don't know. But yeah, she knows how to use her fans for whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Sounds like a setup for this is why the album won't be coming out on time. If you ask me, it sounds like a very convenient excuse for why this album would be pushed back. And then if it's pushed back for more than a week, we're going to have to come up with some other excuse. But I don't know that it's ready, but I do hope she's right about it being this perfect body of work that she can't wait to share with the world.
I mean, but every artist says that about every upcoming album. Every single one. They always say, oh my God, this is the greatest body of work I've ever done. This is so emotional for me. I've put my whole soul. It's just so soul bearing. I'm giving you all of my truth. But girl, you gave me all your truth on the last album, I thought. How much truth you got left? Like,
it's brand new truths.
Every artist says that.
I've developed in the last 2 years.
Anytime a musician says, this is the greatest body of work, this is my best body of work, I always take that with a grain of salt. It don't matter who it is, because everybody says that. So, right. I mean, I hope that it is, and I am really interested in who this greatest rapper is.
Mostly good.
Yeah, I would just like to enjoy most of it.
But if it's going to be a whole bunch of that Tekashi 6ix9ine child on it, then...
I cannot believe they're taking him on tour.
I can.
I mean, sure, right.
Because of numbers. But
I mean,
it's just really bad.
Of all of the people that can open a concert that can get numbers as well, he's not the only popular person.
Yeah, I don't get the choice specifically.
He's not white. He's Latino.
Okay, well, Latinos can definitely be white.
I'm just telling you what I saw on the internet last time you
called
him white. No, not the Barbs. I don't know. I just saw comments in my mentions from both of us. Tekashi is not white. He's Latino.
Okay, well, Christina Aguilera is also Latino and still very white.
She is a white woman.
It happens all the time. Have y'all heard of Spain? It's right over there. It's nestled in Europe, and there are so many Spanish-speaking white Latinos.
I can't explain
I'm
it
just
anymore.
saying.
This is why white Latinos was looking Amara La Negra directly in her face and being like, you don't even hang out with black people. Like, you don't know anything about blackness. Like, you're not even black. Like,
yes. What was that girl's name? Jessica...
Ho-ass, Vanessa, something. I don't know the fuck.
Oh, yeah.
Genelise. I don't know what the fuck her dumb ass name. Veronica Vega.
There we go.
I don't even care. Gross. Yeah. What a wound.
We're not going to act like all Latinos, black Latinos, mestizo Latinos, white Latinos are all treated the exact same either. We won't be doing that. But, God bless everyone involved.
So... Tamar's sister Tawanda recently posted a video on her Instagram of her and her sister on a Delta flight where they said they were ridiculed and harassed for flying while black. In the video, they're seated, a polite a pilot comes up to them and is basically just recorded saying, like, actually, I'm sure I can play it.
Here's how this works. My flight attendants work for me. They give orders that come from me. Okay? Yes. And so if you get an instruction from a flight attendant, I need to know that you are willing and able to do what you're told to do. Are you willing and able to do what you're told to do by a flight attendant? Don't ask me any questions. Answer yes or no.
Mr. Gray, I say yes.
Okay, thank you.
I will not.
And he walks off.
So then what are they being charged up for?
So
they in the exit row?
I don't think that they're in there. I don't think they're in the exit row. I don't know why that took me to.
Are you okay? I thought maybe they didn't give an audible yes. You know,
oh
you
my
have to
gosh.
Give an audible yes,
I
when you're
know.
in the exit row.
I don't think they are though, bitch. Woo! I don't know why that tickled me. Okay, so Delta says they released a statement after Tawanda posted this. Because of course they can't. You know, Delta is one of the big girls.
Yeah,
they can't
just let
deal with
go.
no racism claims.
No,
so they said, okay,
don't play with me.
I give Delta too many coins.
I am one flight away from platinum status.
Like,
you need to not play with
please
me. Do not
don't.
do it. Please.
I don't have the time.
I don't.
They released a statement that said, it's crucial for the safety of every flight for customers to be willing and able to follow crew instructions. When these customers exhibited some unusual behavior and refused to acknowledge our flight attendants' instructions, the captain addressed them directly to ensure the safety and security of the entire flight. Apparently, they requested to deplane. I stopped it before you could hear Tawanda speaking to Tamar, and it's like Tawanda keeps saying, "We need to get off this plane. Like, we need to just leave. We should just go. We weren't doing anything but sitting here under our blankets sleeping. Like, we need to leave." And so, eventually, you hear Tamar say, like, "Okay," and then I think the video cuts off.
Wow.
So they requested to deplane. They are allowed to do that. But this report also says that they refused to take their belongings with them off of the plane, which is a federal violation and sparks safety concerns clearly.
Right.
So that part confuses me because
if you requested the plane, why wouldn't you want to take your
why
stuff
wouldn't
with
you want to take your bags with you?
Why would you want your bag to go wherever you not going?
See, if I didn't watch the video and I had just read this report, I would assume that maybe they were like drunk or some, like maybe on some medication or high or whatever, and that's why they weren't responding or whatever. But they sounded perfectly fine in the video to me. You know what I'm saying? It didn't sound like they was all over the place and losing it. So I don't understand why they would want to leave the plane without their stuff. That doesn't even make any sense.
I don't understand why they would need to respond to the flight attendant anyway if they're not in the exit row. For real. Because I never have to talk to a flight attendant.
That's right.
If I'm not in the exit row.
Right.
I never have. You don't have to watch that video.
Nothing.
Or watch their little
If I'm not in the exit row, I sit down and put my headphones on and I go to bed.
And go to bed.
Like, nobody says anything to me.
Or I wait for them to ask me, what drink do I want?
Right.
I wait for that little hot ass washcloth. And then I go to
the
bed.
Hot washcloth is
I
nice.
like it.
Nice. But I'm curious, what is the unusual behavior?
Right. I don't get it either. I don't understand what warranted the pilot coming from the cockpit to tell them.
Yeah, I've never
to
seen
do that again.
anything like
that.
that.
That just doesn't make sense.
Well, Tamar posted on her Insta story a little caption here that says, "If you know any about me,
oh Lord,
you know I have proof of anything. Hold, please. I'm in a meeting." With the flex emoji. So maybe she's got receipts of what actually happened, or she's going to tell the story about what happened or whatever, because while I've never really experienced what I felt like was racism towards me on a Delta flight, I don't put nothing past nobody. Okay? Right. So nobody, especially if you black and probably in first class. Right. So I don't know. This doesn't make a lot of sense to me. It did seem like that pilot was not here for the shits. Mm-hmm. He said, "Don't ask me any questions. Just answer yes or no." She said yes, and he immediately turned his back and walked off. Like, he was upset. Right. So I don't know what happened or what that unusual behavior is. But they said, here it says, the carrier is still investigating the allegations of discrimination and reviewing reports. So Delta, as a company, is still, I guess, looking into it because they're not with the shits.
Somebody better shape up. Something about this story don't make no damn sense.
It doesn't make any sense.
No. Because if they're not in the exit row, I don't understand what they were being pressed about or what they had to comply with or whatever.
She said we were just under our blanket sleeping, and I was like, that sounds like me on a Delta flight.
Right.
So, like,
and they don't wake you up to see if
at all.
some chips or whatever. They leave you alone.
They do.
So I don't get this. Can't wait to find out more details as far as that is concerned.
Rapper Rich the Kid recently frightened his followers and fans.
I have to Google.
Plug Walk, New Freezer. Those are the only Rich the Kid songs I know. Sorry, people.
Oh,
Rich
see him
fans.
now. Oh my God.
So he recently posted, I think he was on his Insta live crying, and he posted a caption on his page that said, R.I.P. Rich the Kid, 1992. Wow.
Wow. What the fuck?
People are young, man. I'm not like, wow.
Yeah, he's 26 years old.
1992 to 2018, and the caption that says, thank you all my fans and family for everything. So people were either under the impression that he was dead or was planning to hurt himself, since he was just on the internet emotional.
Right. That's frightening.
And then later he posted a caption that said, I'm not dead. I was high as shit. I apologize to all my fans. I love y'all. 4L.
Oh,
I like to be high.
love
right?
y'all for life.
Right.
Got it.
I like weed. I like to be high on
Same.
just weed.
Mm-hmm.
And,
Nothing else.
you know, no judgment. You know, them things. I've tried other things before. None
not
of
for
that's for me. Weed is just
All I
enough.
need. Yep.
I don't want to be this high. Like, I feel like, like when when you're like all for the party and you just drink, bitch, and you just go in and you
Been
are
there.
lit. You're having the most fun time. And then the very next day you're like, I will never drink again.
Yes.
And
I've told that lie before
like,
too.
or you say to yourself, no, can't be this drunk. You just have a conversation with yourself about boundaries.
Yes.
I don't want to be this high, my nigga. Like, if I'm high
enough. No.
to like deadly places, I don't want that strain ever again.
High enough to put people through that. Like this young man, I just looked at his Instagram. He has 4.2 million Instagram followers. So this is not, this is not 3 people that he trolled on the internet with this. Like, you must have had thousands of people worried about your safety, calling your family and friends to see if somebody could get in touch with you or make sure you were okay. Like, it must have just been so many people that he stressed out playing around high. Now, see, you notice he didn't say what he was high on.
Right. And you know what, Rich, that's your business.
I'm just going to say weed. I don't think weed does this to
It's
me.
never done that to me.
Never done it to me or anybody I know.
And I have tried it a lot
And I am
from all
I'm
over.
a connoisseur.
Very much. Like,
I ingest it a lot of different ways.
so.
And it just has not ever brought me to that place.
It has brought me out of that place.
Oh,
It's done that.
weed has significantly improved my mood many times.
Yeah.
It does do that. It does not take me to this place. So he may want to consider giving up whatever he was on, because that just can't be healthy.
Yeah, nobody wants to see
You're
you go
not,
through
yeah,
that,
you're
young
not in a
man.
good place when you're on that, bro.
Don't know much about you, but keep your head
Yeah.
up. Stay away from all of that.
Hope
Last
you
but not
feel better.
least, Drake posted a photo of 2 dogs hugged up. I'm assuming they are his. They are very, very cute big dogs. I want a big dog. I'm just worried about Link.
I was about to say, what is Link gonna do?
Probably beat its ass, to be honest with you. Like, I'm not even like worried about the other dog. I'm worried about
Link is gonna ride the other dog.
She will run up. Like, she's not
afraid of anything.
like she's not like an aggressive dog where she fights other dogs. But like, if another dog is with the shit, Link is like, it's whatever. Like,
If you would like to fight,
want it,
it's on.
we can do this. So, what is it?
They're gonna be constantly scrapping in your apartment.
And I don't have time. If I get another dog, I
Breaking
have to
shit.
just get another small one. I'll probably
If
just
you get a
adopt.
dog, you're gonna have to move to Jersey and get a house with a backyard.
Hello?
Where they can just go out there and
The
run.
new one will.
Yeah.
Link will be very much out.
I don't do
Side.
the atmosphere. You know how I feel about central
I'm
air
kidding.
conditioning.
Link would, oh my goodness. That's all I need is a little backyard. Oh my God. That bitch will probably sleep out there on purpose.
She would actually be like, you know what? I'm actually not coming into your house anymore.
Right.
You would only see her when you went outside.
Yeah.
Maybe.
She loves being outside.
She would just run around and tire herself the fuck out.
Yeah. That's what she does now in my house.
Right. So, maybe you should consider it.
Anyway, back to Drake's dogs. They're all hugged up and looking like a super, super cute Christmas card. And the caption says, "Me when I find a shorty that didn't slash anyone famous yet."
Oh, God. That is very rich coming from Drake. Really, nigga?
Hey, Lo.
You got a lot of nerve. Out here acting like you somebody's virgin. Or you ain't chasing all the high-profile black women in music and entertainment. Don't... Oh, we...
When you... Someone...
That
what?
is rich, my nigga.
Drake is so, like... He's so regular. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's so, like...
He's like, he really, with all the money and fame, and he's fine now with
He
the
be posting
muscles and the beard.
selfies
He's
and,
still
like...
a regular nigga.
Just be, like, taking pictures of his sandals and his socks. And, like, getting froyo. I like it. I don't like this comment.
No, this Instagram post has me so confused. Because, like, what makes you think you deserve that girl? What makes you think you deserve that girl?
Or maybe you aren't finding too many women who haven't slashed someone famous, because there are some women that don't want to.
Perhaps.
Maybe there are some women that don't want to sleep with a famous person because they don't want all of the drama of you fucking hoes from every square inch of the world and wondering what that means, or if they're going to be a new song, or if your friend's going to disrespect them, or if the shade room is going to disrespect them, or all of the other things. Like, no, I'm sure like many women would just fuck Drake to say they fuck Drake.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Right,
and
right,
get whatever
right.
comes with that besides dick. But like,
can't really say I blame them for that. And allegedly he doesn't even use condoms. So it's a miracle that this Sophie girl is the first one he got pregnant. But I just don't. I'm just not ever here for men making statements like that, but especially men who have a reputation for smashing girls, strippers, and, you know, beautiful Instagram models, and really, you know, clearly just anybody. Like, I don't get how you can then turn around and be like, oh, well, when I meet one who ain't been through the crew or whatever, like, am I wrong, or do you not only surround yourself with women that you're sleeping with? Like, I don't.
Yeah, when are you in a position to like not be around girls?
It just doesn't make sense.
Because I feel like, I obviously don't know Drake, never met him, and I feel like Drake has similar situation to like a Ray J, where you got niggas that are bringing girls around you all of those times, and many of the many times those girls probably have another homeboy or homegirl that's friends with another celebrity that they're trying to get close to or whatever. So it's just like that world in itself is different than like the everyday average person who goes to the club or hangs out with their friends on the weekend and
or
stuff like that.
People on
like
Tinder or whatever. You're not in that life. That's not your life.
Like, those are the guys and girls that have like every club promoter number in their phone, and like, oh yeah, you know, we at Good Bottles. Like, like that's different. You know,
and
maybe
don't
you
act
just
like
need
you
to
want to hang out with regular ass people either, because you don't want to do that. Like, niggas like Drake never want to hang out with girls who are like gonna be super excited to talk to him and want to take a bunch of selfies and act like, you know, big ass fans or groupies. They want the girls who
What does Drake want?
They want the girls who are going to act like they have been somewhere before. They do this type of shit all the time. It ain't no big deal. They are a bad bitch every day without thinking about it. Like, I don't understand Drake's.
I thought that's what Nice for What was
motivation behind. See, he did Nice for What to trick the rest of us. He made a great song. He put together a great video, and he did that to deceive me. I really believe it.
Okay.
He did that to get me on his side, and then knowing all this other fuck shit was gonna come out, and I was gonna be forced to try to ignore it because of how much I love Nice for What. You just can't take Nice for What away from me.
Well, that's about it for me and the Bottoms and Hunger.
Okay. The Bottoms of
by
Hunger.
Roxanne Gay.
It is actually
it's
an incredible book, very short but very difficult to read because it is very painful, but amazing book. So yeah.
I mean, living black is pain.
Woof. And on that note, let us take a break.
Hey y'all, today's episode is being brought to you by Blue Apron. You can skip meal planning and get straight to cooking with Blue Apron and experience the joy of summer with their favorite grilling recipes. If seared chicken and tangy barbecue sauce and juicy cheeseburgers with spicy slaw doesn't make your mouth water, then check your pulse, says Blue Apron. Get the most out of your summer it's not been any easier than it is right now with Blue Apron. They send only non-GMO ingredients and meat with no added hormones and steroids and foolishness. The menu changes every week based on what's in season. And when a company says that, I always feel like they know what they're doing.
Oh, yes. Different foods for different times.
And customers can choose to receive 2, 3, or 4 recipes a week based on what best fits their schedule. With quick and easy chef-designed recipes and pre-portioned ingredients delivered right to your door, Blue Apron makes dinner quick, easy, and very, very scrumptious.
Yes, Blue Apron has been so easy to use, and thanks to them, I have started cooking stuff that I would not have ordinarily made on my own anyway, like salmon. I had a salmon recipe once from Blue Apron, and now I just be throwing salmon together real quick, with a little salad or something. It's just so easy, something that Blue Apron put me on to. You can check out this week's menu and get your first 3 meals free at blueapron.com/theread. That's blueapron.com/theread to get your first 3 meals free. With Blue Apron, you can have a better way to cook. So check them out, and let's get back to the show.
Okay, we're back. It's time for our letters.
It is. Send your questions to asktheread@gmail.com. We had a lot of people respond with therapy recommendations. The most frequently sent in was a queer and trans therapists of color network. That is at nqttcn.com. That's for National Queer and Trans Therapists of Color Network. And Therapy for Black Girls over at therapyforblackgirls.com. I know a lot of Black women who found their therapists through that website. So just a couple of resources for you guys if you are looking for a therapist in your area or somebody who can identify with you in particular. Hopefully that helps out. Our first question this week comes from Dawn, who says, my question is for Kid Fury. I remember listening to an episode from a while back in which you mentioned that you watched The Flash. I think maybe it was in its second season at this point. I really enjoyed the first and was rooting for Iris West. I was excited to see her journey as a young journalist and her fierceness when it came to pursuing news about events in Central City and, of course, The Flash. This happened for a while in the first season, but after the first few episodes, it's almost like they put her story on the back burner and mostly just wrote her character sloppily. The writing in season 1 wasn't the best, but it got progressively worse as the show moved along. There wasn't a lot of character development. I still watch it because I want to support Candace because I think she does her best with the material she's given to work with, and also because she's a Black leading lady, and we don't see many of those around here. My question is, do you still watch The Flash? If so, what are your thoughts on it? I have never heard of this, so...
Well, it's The Flash based on The Flash hero.
Cartoon character?
Sure.
Comic book, I mean?
Animation. Drawn, okay. Sure.
Yes. Great.
I think it's on the CW. I think they're going into season 5. I haven't watched it in a while. I think season 2 is the last season I watched. Not because I wasn't enjoying it, but just because I was just caught up with trying to catch up on a whole bunch of other shows, as I still am, and fell off of it and never went back. So, yeah, I mean, I liked it. I think that Grant Gustin, I think that's his name, who plays the Flash, such a good actor. And, they're all really talented. It was like a cute teen adaptation of the Flash's story and stuff. But, yeah, now that you mention it, I forgot that Iris was even a reporter or whatever in that story at first, because after a while it just seemed like she's like, oh, I love Barry, but I don't, and it's so hard, and but he's like my brother. I don't know, whatever, but that's what high school students, they want to see, angst and unrequited love and all of that shit and whatever the fuck. So I don't know, I was more there for the action scenes and the familial ties of the main character and his mom being dead and his dad being locked up and then him having his Black adoptive daddy. So, yeah, I haven't watched The Flash in a long time, obviously, but I completely understand where you're coming from, because I was not only excited, that I liked the show and enjoyed the show, but that Iris is this Black woman who can act and who's really, beautiful and talented and, a leading character. But some shows get into their 4th, 5th season and things kind of aren't the same. And you just kind of have to adjust and decide whether or not you like it. But I've heard that Barry is still dumb. or making dumb decisions, and a lot has happened, and hopefully I can catch up at some point.
Okay, cool. Our next question comes from Lisa, who says, I am a 28-year-old woman living in Pennsylvania. I don't have many people I can talk to for advice, and I would really like your opinion. A few days ago, this one is rough.
Oh boy.
A few days ago, I was having sex with my boyfriend at his house. While we were engaged in activity, I noticed that his phone was pointed in our direction. I asked him about the phone and if he was recording us, and he said maybe, then finally admitted that he was.
What?
He showed me his phone, and he had at least an hour worth of videos of us that day. I felt, shout out to y'all. Y'all must have been going all day long. I felt I'm sorry. That's not appropriate. I'm sorry.
That's fine.
I felt betrayed, repulsed, and disrespected. This is the only person I've had sex with, and I never thought he would videotape us without my consent. While I was looking at the videos, I also saw other videos of him planning the best space in the room where he would place his phone to record us before I arrived. It bothered me to know how much he pre-planned this. I asked him why he didn't just ask me first, and he said because he wasn't sure of my response. He says he needs the videos for his own pleasure later since we don't have sex much. Also because he works really hard in life and needs something to take his mind off his job. He told me that I should look at it as a positive because it is better for him to look at videos of us rather than random girls on the internet. After I saw the videos, I told him we could come to a compromise if I can edit out the parts with my face in iMovie on his phone. He fussed about it but complied. I saw this as an opportunity to delete most of the videos and only kept a few that I decided to edit my face out of. He didn't realize I deleted them until after I left his house. Once I left, he called to ask me about the videos, and I told him that they should be on his phone. I lied and told him that I didn't delete the videos because I didn't feel like dealing with his temper. While we talked, I had to listen to him whine, almost cry, and complain about why he didn't want me editing the videos because I might accidentally delete them. This entire time, he wasn't concerned with my feelings and hardly mentioned the fact that he was wrong. He was more concerned about his lost footage than him losing my trust. I've tried to break up with him many times in the past, but he has a bad temper. I'm tired of the shenanigans I have to deal with in a subpar relationship. We don't have sex much because I'm not physically or emotionally attracted to him. I'm only with him because I thought I could trust him and because we've been together for a while and because I like sex. Real.
I mean, yeah.
How can I break up with him? Should I just ghost him? Thanks, Lisa. I'm glad you know that you need to break up with him and this is not a should I.
Right.
Because a nigga who tapes you without your consent and then that's bad enough by itself.
That is
so
bad.
That is
itself.
A deal breaker all by itself. About I didn't ask because I didn't know what you would say.
Nigga, that's not how that works.
That's not how that works.
It's just not how it fucking works. You can't be deceitful. You cannot lie and do all of this stuff because of how you think somebody is going to react. If you would have asked me if we can tape ourselves having sex and I said no, we're just not gonna do it.
Right.
Period. You have the right. You deserve that right. Niggas, and then on top of all of that bullshit, you still were like, instead of rather like being like, you're going to delete all of this shit right the fuck now, all of it, and then please never speak to me again. You like compromise with this nigga and say, well, let me just at least take my face out of it. And he is fussing with you about that after doing it without your consent.
Woo. The fact that you were nice enough.
Pissed.
You were nice enough to compromise when you should have just said, nigga, fuck you and everything you stand for.
In life.
Deleted the videos, then gone in the deleted folder and deleted them for real. And then deleted that nigga out your phone and out your life. That you would have been well within your rights to handle it that way.
And honestly, I would have found the first male figure in my life that could come and beat this nigga's ass. Now, that's not legal, and it's probably not good advice as well.
Illegal.
I'm just saying what I would have done had it been myself, me. Yes. Okay?
Relatable and understandable advice.
And I would still keep a very good circle around me and people close to me when I break up with this nigga. I don't give a... And then you have a temper on top of that? What is that supposed to mean? Like, what the fuck? What?
She's probably a little afraid of him.
That's what I'm thinking. Like, what gives you... niggas are so frustrating. What gives you the right to have a temper or be mad or whatever? You're literally engaged in actual fuck nigga shit that is also against the law.
Right. This is illegal for him to do to you.
So, like...
Oh, it's just so fucked up.
Anybody with like any amount of like self-respect or, you know, self-love, self-care would break up with you, or at least want to break up with you.
Right.
So the idea of you having a temper because I say I don't want to be with your motherfucking fuck ass no more, I'm understanding based off of what is what I'm trying to understand.
Right.
How? No. If that nigga has a temper and you really feel, you know, concerned or scared or whatever, then I would make sure that I do it like either through text, email, whatever, or have somebody around, you know what I'm saying? Like, let people around
Definitely
you
have witnesses
know
around, yes.
about the situation, when it's going down, how it's going down, so everybody is aware.
Mm-hmm.
And so if he does decide that he wants to act the fuck up, you've already got a village.
Yes.
Like, no. I cannot believe
he has the nerve to be irritated with you because now he can't find videos, or you done edited out the good parts. It's just like, but you were wrong for taping them
illegally.
You were wrong to do it in the first place. He's showing zero respect for you as a person. He didn't even care enough to let you know to see how you would feel about it. He
like
wanted
me saying
videos, and that was all that mattered to him.
Me saying cut my face out of these videos after you did this is literally your best case scenario.
Okay, and it's better than you deserve.
What?
It just blows my mind that a nigga would really try to play you like that.
And the thing about this is, I'm not surprised. Like, none of this behavior, this story at all doesn't shock me. It doesn't sound like, you know, oh my goodness, how could someone... Like, it sounds like fuck niggas. It sounds like niggas.
It does.
It sounds like something that
many
people are dealing with a nigga at the moment.
Right.
And niggas really feel like there is a logic behind this behavior. I'm sorry if you can hear this chair needs some WD-40. But like, I am just rocking back and forth in just the amount of anger that I'm feeling. Yeah. I don't even know you, sis, but like, what? That is so violating. That is just so wrong. Ugh. Break up with that nigga.
Yes.
Fucking immediately.
And do it in whatever way is safest for you. It sounds like you might be afraid of his reaction. So whatever you have to do to limit yourself to that, or like put as much distance between you and him when he finds out that y'all are no longer together, whatever you need to do that is safest. If he lives in your house, you know, if you take a day off of work and pack up all his things and leave them on the porch and change the lock and have friends at the house waiting when he gets there, like whatever is safest.
Absolutely.
Whatever is safest, you do whatever you have to do. So take care of yourself first and foremost. But yeah, girl, this nigga, the longer you stay with him, the worse it's going to be. Period. Like, people fuck up in many different ways all the time. But no one who refuses to acknowledge the way they were wrong and disrespects you as a human being is worth the effort.
I mean, did the nigga even apologize?
No. There wasn't even an apology in this. I'm looking back over it just to make sure, but no, he's just like, and this is the first person she's ever slept with, so of course she has that extra googly eye, the extra heart eye emoji.
Yeah, there's just a connection everybody has.
Yeah, everybody has that first. Right. I mean, assuming it was a good experience.
Yeah,
for somebody who was like head over heels for. But yeah, this is just... Whatever is the safest way for you to get away from this nigga is what you need to do, sis.
Agreed.
Absolutely. Because he is the purest of trash.
To talk about, it was better to use the videos than to go out and get with another girl.
Not really.
What?
Or better to use the videos than to look at porn on the internet.
No.
No. Especially not if it's, you know, like most porn, which I don't know if it's ethically produced necessarily. I wouldn't make that argument.
I'm not
but
going
those
there.
women at least consented to being filmed and put in a video. Like, that's the bare minimum. This nigga's trash. I'm sorry. I'm at a loss for words.
Understand what the fuck is wrong with people.
Oh, he's just total and absolute garbage. So good luck. I hope you are able to stay safe as you separate from him. But yes, please do separate from him as soon as possible, because this man is absolutely no good for you.
Trash.
All right. I am going to cut the questions a little short this week to feel out Crystal's corner and see how much time it takes and if it, you know, goes well right here.
Okay.
And all that sort of thing. So yes, thank you to everybody who voted in the poll. Crystal's couch won very narrowly. It was very,
okay.
It was like a 500 vote difference in between that and niggas need to know. But we all
I like
know,
them both.
yeah. But not only black people listen to this show. Of course, the show is for black people, but we do not want Megans and the like,
Megan.
getting red because they said the name of a segment.
Megan was so passionate.
Megan was, she's just really sick of white people shit, and who can fault her for that?
And white people should feel that way.
Right.
White people should be sick
And
of that
whether
shit.
the alcohol encouraged her, I mean, sure it did.
She had a message and it was a good one.
Who has never been there before?
I know I haven't.
So this week I want to talk about one of the biggest obstacles, and we touched on this briefly last week and earlier today, but one of the biggest things that therapy has helped me overcome is changing the way that I talk to myself. That has been huge for me. So like before I was diagnosed with depression, I was already very self-critical, like highly self-critical. But afterwards, it was like everything was magnified times a billion. Like it just got so much worse. I was dealing with a very traumatic domestic violence event, and I was coping with that in the best way that I could.
Right.
And so now I'm very proud of myself that I was able to get myself through those like extremely dark days. But a lot of those days, I just did not give a fuck about anything. When I was at my lowest, my coping skills were at their weakest, and I did not take very good care of myself in any way. I would wake up, drink, smoke weed, play video games, order a pizza, smoke some more weed, play some more video games until I passed out.
Me?
It was like, right. It was like, it sounds fun. And if you were on vacation, it would be fun.
It's not.
But when you're like, I actually am so miserable that I can't drag myself out of the house or change out of this moo-moo, and I don't give a fuck
It's just
about
out of a lot of like
anything.
a lack of motivation.
Yeah. It was a lack of motivation and a lack of ability to care for myself.
Yeah.
I did not have the physical ability, the mental ability to care for myself. I was doing the very best I could just to stay alive every day. But even worse than that was the negative self-talk that I gave myself over and over because it was at an all-time high. It was the exact opposite that I needed from myself in that moment. Like what you really need when you are down is love and encouragement and feeling uplifted. And the entire time, all I would do was constantly remind myself of all the red flags that, are suddenly so clear in 2020 vision. Everything is clear in hindsight.
Right.
All the shoulda, coulda, wouldas, all the mistakes that I made. And I would never really reminded myself of my strengths or the ways that I continued to thrive in spite of what happened to me. Like it was really fucking bad what I went through. And I didn't even realize how bad it was until I was over the worst of it.
Yeah.
It was like going, having a therapist at first and then transitioning from my talk-based therapist to somebody that I saw in person. Like that was very important for me. That talk-based therapist got me to the point of being willing to go sit down and talk to somebody. But she got me through like the worst of it. Those days when I was just like, how is it that somebody I trusted so much could hurt me like this? But nonstop, I was like mad at myself for not having broken up with him sooner, for ever dating him in the first place, for ignoring things that in hindsight I felt like I shouldn't have ignored. Like for not demanding that he go to therapy or being like, you need to go to therapy or else I'm breaking up with you. Like not issuing that ultimatum. It was just all these things that I blamed myself for. And instead of seeking out the negative in myself, this is something my therapist has helped me with. And like, not just seeking it out, but holding on to it for dear life. We really have to clamp on to what is good about us and what we have done in our lives despite the pain, because otherwise being caught up on your mistakes will drag you down into darkness even after you've gotten past those dark days. Constantly dwelling on it, constantly kicking yourself for fucking up is only going to hold you back. Sometimes you make it to the other side of your trauma and pain, and all you need to do is step into the sunlight. But it's like you're right there on the edge of the cave and you can see the sunlight, but you can't get there because you're still punishing yourself for shit that you did that you feel like this was my fault. Had I done something differently, it wouldn't have gone like this, but you just cannot progress like that.
Right.
So a great way that my therapist put it to me was that there's two ways that you can get through life. Like look at life, picture it as like a race. And one person is being beaten along the path, like somebody is whipping at their backs and chastising them and telling them all the ways that they suck and all this. And they're moving forward, trying to be motivated by the negativity. And then the other person has cheerleaders in the distance who are rooting for them and encouraging them to keep going. And when they fall, saying, that's fine. You know, we all stumble sometimes. Just get back up, you know, dust your knees off, get you some Neosporin if you need to, and keep going at it. And you can choose how you're going to talk to yourself through life. Are you going to beat yourself through it? Or are you going to cheerlead your way through it? And so since that day, like as soon as she told me that, I started to change the way that I spoke to myself. Every time that I would drag myself from making a mistake, especially in regards to my ex, what I thought was a mistake, I would say, yes, I messed up on that. I made a mistake. I have accepted it. And now I'm moving forward. I'm not going to sit here and kick my own ass for this for the rest of my life.
Right. Amen.
She said it's like talking to a child. Let's say a child spills a cup of milk. Are you going to, every time you see that child, every day for the rest of their lives, be like, remember that time when you were 5 and 38 days and you spilled milk and I had to use 3 of my Good Bounty to clean it up and replace my 8 ounces of milk? Are you really going to sit there and drag that baby for that? Or are we going to clean up the milk and move on with our fucking lives?
Right.
That's what I had to do. I had to clean up the milk in my life, stop blaming myself nonstop, and start looking forward again. And that came with a change in the way I was talking to myself. I could not sit up there and drag myself all day, every day, and expect to move forward in life. And I'm still very critical.
Yeah.
Like, that is still the case. But what I'm not doing is blaming myself for all the ways that I feel like I fucked up or should have done something better. I am not doing that anymore, because for a long time I was obsessed with like mentally, physically, emotionally getting back to the place I was in before I got with my ex. But my therapist said this one sentence that just affected me so deeply, which is that you cannot go back to move ahead. I kept saying to her, I just want to get back to where I was. I was so much happier. I was, involved in activities and I was doing this and this. And she said, you cannot go backwards in order to move ahead with your life. You are not that girl anymore. So you have to let go of the place that you were in before the traumatic event happened and create a new one that serves you better. It's not about going backwards. It's about creating a new me, a person who prioritizes herself first and foremost above all, and is creating time and space for herself to explore what she really wants and what is really valuable to her, and not letting anybody else's needs supersede my own needs. So
Right.
That is the place I have to create for myself, a place where for the first time I am compassionate with myself. It is something that I have never done before. I have always dragged myself through life, and I'm tired of it. I have gotten as far as beating myself up through life can possibly take me. It's
Right.
time to start cheerleading for myself. And so it is slowly but surely, it's the type of thing where I realized very quickly, bitch, all you do is drag yourself. I would have to interrupt my thoughts and say, yes, I made that mistake and I'm moving on now. Like probably 40 times that first day. It was nonstop. And now I don't do it at all. If I drag myself, I'm just like, all right, girl, well, here you go. Are you done? Because I have things to do if you're not done. Oh, well, wait. Okay, great. Like it's a lot easier now. But when I first started doing it, it was very conscious shifts in thinking and in what I said to myself. So I am doing that now, creating a space that is better and healthier for me and serves me better. And I hope that if somebody else is feeling stuck by their perceived mistakes or what they wish they would have done differently, that helps you to let go of that shit and move forward, because you deserve to do that.
Amen.
So that
I'm just feeling all of the above.
Are you?
And I am also working on being more compassionate and cheerleading myself. Not great at it, but it is also a new discovery for myself.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm working towards it because, that energy where you beat yourself up, like, it's just so counterproductive in a lot of ways that we don't even realize. And then when good things happen, sometimes for me anyway, I process it as, okay, I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. Like, just, you know what I mean? Like, I'm just living my life and, okay, this happened. I wanted this to happen. I achieved this. Okay, great. Next. Like, I'm never like really excited for myself or nice to myself or anything like that.
Right.
But I'm always ready, willing, and able to be like, you bitch, you
Every
can't
time.
do a motherfucking, oh, you're so incapable, you just raggedy, you ain't cute, you ain't got this, and you just think you the shit, don't you?
dusty.
You are not. You ashy bastard. And I'm like,
and it comes so
yeah,
easily.
it's so easy.
It's so easy
It's
to do
so
that.
easy, but next to impossible to be like, oh yes, girl with Lena Waithe, girl in HBO, sis. Oh my God.
See,
that's so
impossible for
exciting.
you, not impossible for me.
Yeah, but see, you ain't me.
Right. It's
just
much
saying.
easier for me to do for my friends. It's
Right,
much easier
same.
to do that for your friends.
Same.
Yes, it's much easier to big your friends up. But it's important that you celebrate yourself.
Yeah.
We are going to be celebrating you and this
This ain't about
HBO.
me.
No, it is about
This
you.
is Crystal's
and
corner.
it's about it. Okay, but
Crystal's
Crystal's
couch.
corner, Crystal's couch, the corner, whatever it is, it's about all of us, because most people can relate to feeling that way about
Yeah.
themselves and wanting to move forward and, constantly downplaying the good things that happen. Like, nigga, Beyonce's publicist really hit my line and invited us to On the Run too. That, like,
Club
it was
Carter.
like all of the previous iterations of me rose up in me at once to say, I'm not going to let you downplay this. Like, there is no part of me that would not have been excited as fuck at that happening.
Right.
That really happened.
Yeah.
That lady really hit my line and invited us to that show and had so many nice things to say about us, and I just could not believe it. Like,
I still have my wristband.
yeah. Oh, what I still have is I have a
I'm probably
whole
gonna
little
frame it,
stack
right?
of I have a whole little stack of memorabilia from that night.
Yeah.
I have like the On the Run 2 VIP napkin and shit.
I'm wearing the
All
Ivy
that shit.
Park hat they gave us right now.
They gave us an Ivy Park. Like, I will not let myself play that down even to myself. That's a big deal for me. Like, y'all know how I feel about Beyonce.
Yeah.
So Beyonce's people being like, hey, Park would like to invite you to this. I cannot minimize that to myself. That is so huge for me. This is somebody that I have admired for such a long time and who means so much to me and is the queen of the fucking world. Like, yes, I am honored and I am going to celebrate myself. The fact that me and you have brought our black asses in here for most Wednesdays.
Yeah.
Over the past 5.5 years, and we have done this show when it was extremely hard, when we were sick, when our mental health was trash, when we were dealing with deaths in the family and shitty relationships and all type of shit. We still brought our black asses in here and did it, and here we are now. This nigga done sold a half-hour comedy
I
series.
have not sold anything.
Okay, well, this nigga, Lena Waithe and them finna do it. You know what you done did with your black magic excellence ass self. This pilot you done wrote. Lena Waithe is excited about it. Everybody's excited about you and her. It's just, it's reasons to celebrate, friend. You're not going to tell me that it's not.
I'm not disagreeing with you.
So we are going to cheerlead our ways through this bitch. We are not going to, we don't have to publicly, celebrate every single thing we do, but we are not going to try to beat ourselves through life.
Amen.
Because it can only take you so far.
I'm ready.
And why be miserable? She said everybody's going to get to the end anyway. Do you want your existence to be miserable the whole
True.
time? We're all going to die. How shitty do you want this ride to be?
Right.
I mean, you can't control how anybody else treats you. You can't control society and racism and sexism and transphobia and all the other inequalities out there, but you can control how you treat you.
That's true.
And you can stop blaming yourself and stop beating your own ass. So I hope that helps. That is going to wrap up the corner for this week. Send all your feedback, questions, and concerns and all that sort of thing to Ask
Well,
or
is it
Read
the couch or the corner?
at Gmail. Well, technically it's Crystal's couch,
Okay, so the
but
couch.
The corner. I don't know. We'll fit. It's. I feel like it
Couch
could
just
really
makes
be either
sense, 'cause
one.
you lay on, like, the
'cause
little
it's a therapist couch. All right. Yeah. So that'll wrap it up on the couch, and we'll be right back.
Turn your dream into a reality with Squarespace. Those of you who have all kinds of projects or products or whatever it is that you need to give an online home. Maybe you don't know how to build a website. Trust me, don't feel bad. It is difficult.
Happens to all of
Most
us.
of us don't. But Squarespace makes it so easy to create an online home for your thoughts or your things. Whether you're looking to start a new business or sell your stuff or a blog, whatever. Squarespace has beautiful templates that are created by some of the best designers out there. And you can pretty much customize everything, sidebars and headers and backgrounds sounds and moving things.
Yes, all that.
All of that. And it's so easy. It gives you just like a little interface to customize everything. It's great. They've got an e-commerce functionality. So if you are selling things, it makes that incredibly easy, and you can watch your website grow in real time through analytics. Everything is optimized for mobile phones right out of the box, iPads, things like that. So you don't have to worry about building a whole separate thing around that. My God.
They don't know how easy they have it these days.
Thank you, Jesus.
Really
Squarespace is the life, the future. Buying domains is also incredibly simple, and you'll get 24/7 award-winning customer support. That's right. If your site ain't working and it is 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock at night, you can still get in contact with somebody.
Send an email, and they email you right back. It's
Look at
very
that.
simple. You guys can check out squarespace.com for a free trial today. They empower millions of people, from designers to lawyers, artists, gamers, even restaurants and gyms. Everybody is turning their great ideas into something real. When you're ready to launch, use offer code READ to save 10% off your first purchase of a site or domain. That's squarespace.com. Offer code READ for 10% off. Build something great, and let's move on.
From visionary filmmaker Spike Lee and producer Jordan Peele comes Black Klansman. Starring John David Washington, Adam Driver, Laura Harrier, and Topher Grace, Black Klansman tells the story of Ron Stallworth, the first African-American detective to serve in the Colorado Springs Police Department. Determined to make a name for himself, Stallworth, played by Washington, bravely sets out on a dangerous mission, infiltrate and expose the Ku Klux Klan. Sign me up.
Amen.
The young detective soon recruits a more seasoned colleague, Flip Zimmerman. That name, I can't get it out.
Sorry, our bad.
My
Sorry,
body
Flip.
regurgitates it.
Yeah.
Played by Adam Driver, into the undercover investigation of a lifetime. Together, they team up to take down the extremist hate group as the organization aims to sanitize its violent rhetoric to appeal to the mainstream.
Doesn't that sound familiar?
I'm ready.
Yes, it's produced by the team behind the Academy Award-winning Get Out, Black Klansman, the crazy, outrageous, and incredible true story of a real American hero. You can see the newest Spike Lee joint, Black Klansman, in theaters August 10th. I'm gonna have to check that out. You know, I'm gonna come ready to be mad. But
Right after Nicki's album doesn't come out.
Okay. Well, Black Klansman, and let's start with the show.
All right, so we're back. It's time for the read.
Okay, yes. What's your read this week?
I just have a few things to say. I'm going to try and make them very quick.
Great.
First of all, Monique, wow.
Glad that somebody is, because this was on my list today as well. So
Wow.
glad.
Wow. After all of the hooting and hollering and me still standing and owning the Parker set.
All rooting for you.
And just really, really rooting.
I've been watching the Parkers every day.
I don't care that you and Roseanne were friends and she came on to your BET talk show and niggas didn't want to come on your show and, you know, you're just not going to throw... Monique.
Oh, Lord.
Roseanne don't care about your black ass. Roseanne don't care about none of our black asses. If she did, Roseanne would not be Roseanning her way through a whole bunch of maybe cocaine.
Say it.
I think cocaine.
Sounds like cocaine.
And all of the other foolishness that she's been a part of. Roseanne wouldn't have fucked up a whole bunch of people's jobs, and Roseanne would not still be running around here right now screaming racist comments from the bottom of her gut. And here you are defending her while also claiming that the industry blackballed you. And as a black woman in the entertainment industry, we should... I'm just so sad and so disappointed in this.
Yeah.
Because, Monique, I really want the best for you. I think that you're such a great, talented, not only comedian, just performer, period. But this...
I avoided the headline. I avoided reading the story for a while because the headline made me so upset. I just couldn't believe it. Sister? That's what we're doing right now?
Gross. Wow.
Sister.
Where was Roseanne where you were hollering for everybody to boycott Netflix? Because I don't remember her saying
Where was Roseanne talking about Monique should definitely be paid what she... Like this, what you all have offered her is disrespectful. Where was Roseanne when you were going through it? Where was that? Where was the sisterhood shit? Has she ever called you her sister? Especially in the last 6 months? And this bitch, looking at everything Roseanne has done, this is the hill you want to die on?
I'm so lost.
Sorry, sis. You had my support until you decided Roseanne had yours. And
God
I
bless.
just won't do that.
I can't. I'm so sad.
Nope.
I'm very sad.
Like, you were right then and you're wrong now.
Yeah.
I don't feel bad for supporting you then because you were right then.
I do
but
still
you're
think
wrong
that.
as fuck now.
Very incorrect.
And it just
Don't
is
like it.
that way. Yep. Sorry.
Also, I would like to say I heard that Jennifer Lopez is going to be getting the Michael Jackson Video Vanguard Award, the VMAs this year. I just want to say that Jennifer Lopez is a beautiful woman. She's had a six-pack since she was born. She is a great performer, dances her ass off, still puts on a great show. Lots of really pretty looks and many music videos. And, you know, here's the thing. I don't really feel like I need to shade Jennifer Lopez because I wouldn't have a problem with Jennifer Lopez winning this award if Missy Elliott already had one. Flat out. And honestly, even if Missy Elliott did already have one, I could still think of some people who I feel like should get a Video Vanguard Award before Jennifer Lopez. Like, Busta Rhymes is kind of homophobic, so I'll skip that. Kendrick Lamar, Outkast.
Outkast, definitely.
MIA, I'd give one to. Mariah Carey doesn't have one.
MIA has a problem with anti-blackness.
Oh.
Don't forget, remember when she said something about, somebody asked her about Black Lives Matter and she was like, where is Beyonce and Kendrick to say Muslim lives matter and Syrian lives matter and all this? And she's
all right,
like,
let's go on over to
right, sis.
I mean, honestly, I'd give Nicki Minaj a Video Vanguard before I get from the show.
I'm not gonna take that from Jennifer. I won't say that she doesn't deserve it.
Yeah, I don't think that.
Certainly Missy should have gotten it before her, but I don't expect white outlets to really value our artists the way they should. Not really. Not somebody like Missy. I don't expect them to revere Missy and to really give her props the way that she deserves.
And they
certainly should, but
I won't be watching anything MTV related until Missy Elliott gets a Vanguard
They need
Award,
to do
and
it.
that won't be hard. So, like, it's really nothing, but I'm, like, coming forward now and letting y'all know, like, I'm good. And after I just came on here and read them for that old-ass season of The Challenge where they had that racist-ass Brazilian heifer call that black man a black piece of shit in his face and say it's always about these black bitches or whatever the fuck else, and still awarded her a cash prize, and brought her back for the next season and was somehow surprised that she got drunk and punched a production person in the face and stole a golf cart. Like,
yeah,
so I'm fine.
Vi comes
no
on
thanks.
my nerves because Missy certainly, again, not mad at Jennifer, but Missy certainly deserves
She just
a
does.
whole hell of a lot more than Jennifer Lopez does. And BET's raggedy ass has just canceled Robin Thede night show, The Rundown with Robin Thede, which again was their best original program, and I think I think they have some other roundtables or something like that, but just doing the exact opposite of
It had
what they
100%
should
on
be
Rotten
doing.
Tomatoes.
I think it did. Yeah.
So, like,
yeah.
reviewed well, great show.
Right. So the thing is, if you're displeased with some part of it, like you feel like numbers should be higher or whatever, just find a way to tweak that and make it better. Let's do more social. Like let's have more clips on social. Let's do more things that are involved and interactive while the show is airing. But I just feel like it was so wrong of them to give up on a late night show after one season when there's so much more that could have been done, and Robin Thede and her team was doing such a great job with it. It was such a good show. So and
it's really not
Viacom, y'all, whoever's making the decisions over at Viacom these days, I just am not having a lot of faith in whoever's running BET and MTV in particular, because girl, what the fuck? The whole Video Vanguard thing, y'all had time to not do this. And then Jennifer Lopez said, well, I feel like Missy deserves it.
Did she?
Yes.
See, I said to myself when I read this, Jennifer Lopez could never deny that Missy Elliott deserves this award.
And she did not.
Whatever.
So it's just a fucking mess. It's a fucking mess.
Jennifer Lopez, congratulations, girl. You have busted your ass your entire career, and you're being celebrated for that. And you've got so many people
Jennifer has so many hits, so many bops.
Right.
She deserves to be celebrated, but Missy deserves a video award over her, and we all know that.
Video, music, everything. I'm not even going to sit here and stand for all of the reasons that Missy Elliott has really, given so much to the music industry across genres, years, all of that. I've done it many times.
Right.
But like, she deserves that recognition. Period.
Right.
All of the award shows should be tributing her, to be honest with you, because I don't. It's not just black stars. It's not just hip hop or R&B stars that have gotten lyrics and production from Missy Elliott. You can ask your pop girls. You can ask some of the reggae girls. You can ask a couple of gospel queens. So like, huge stars that have the Video Vanguard Awards right now have had production. Missy and Janet are like best friends. Shut up. This whole award named after her brother. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. I'm tired. But whatever. Last but not least, I don't know exactly who this read is for, but I just want to say, quick story. The other day, it was maybe 3:30, and I have a grocery store like literally right on the corner of my street that's open 24 hours. And so I was high, and I decided that I wanted to have a snack before bed, which isn't the wisest thing to do, I hear, but you know, I'm me.
Okay.
And so I decided at 3:30 to go downstairs and go and get like, I think I maybe got like some Cheetos and a lemonade. I don't know, whatever. Quick walk,
Yum.
come back around the corner. Now you've seen my building before, so you know there's like that front door, glass door, and then there's another door right there, like that you have like buzz through. Many buildings are like that. So I come and I put it in the code to go in. All of a sudden, I notice on the wall in front of me, inside of that little section, is a cockroach about the size of like I want to say about as long as my middle finger.
Woo.
I'm not afraid of many things. Okay. I have always had issue with roaches. They're hideous. Like, they're just gross. Yeah. The way that their little antenna or whatever moves around. Oh my God.
They look like they're carrying diseases.
Roaches are just gross. So I see this huge roach, right, up on the wall, like right across from the door. I'm like, oh, okay, that's what we're doing today. No sooner than I look and realize that there's a roach there, it takes flight.
Oh no, it's a flying roach. I was just about to say the only ones I'm really scared of have wings. Oh,
that nigga flew from one wall to the next one.
I would have had to leave my...
And then to the glass on the door.
Oh, no.
Right in front of me.
I'll go home later.
I stood outside of my building for no less than 25 minutes. Literally back and forth, pacing. Trying to... Because they gave us keys. Like, there are 2 doors that you can also get in on either side of the building that kind of lead to the staircases. Okay. And they gave us keys for that when I moved in, but then they switched the door because they said, like, people were letting their friends in or whatever, or some dumb shit like that, which I find hard to believe. I mean, whatever. But...
Fuck that.
I never got a new key. So the only way for me to get into the building is through this door. I wasn't going to... Like, I really thought to myself, okay... If I just buzz this and like make a run for it, what are the odds that this thing could come into contact with me? I just wouldn't chance it. I just would not. I wasn't gonna do it. Not when that motherfucker flew. Let me tell you something. I will never, ever go to battle with a flying roach. I'm not doing it. Yeah. Like, all it takes is for me to open this door and for this roach to like freak out and then fly at me, and I will die on the spot. It doesn't even have to attack me. I will die. Like, if
it touches my body, I'm going to collapse.
I will literally need immediate therapy.
I'm already itching.
Like, so, I mean, I eventually, I got tired of waiting. I went back to the grocery store and I got like some bug spray. And I was like, wow. I think what's going to have to happen is I'm going to have to try to kill this bitch from a distance. I come back and the bitch is now like not on the front door, but at the other door. So like, even if I were to make a run for it, it's right there, like waiting by the door, right? And I'm just like, okay. I couldn't even muster the courage to try and spray it and run. Like, I'm not playing this game.
It's going to take off, probably in your direction.
In my direction.
Right, when you spray it.
Nigga, I stood outside of that motherfucking building and just waited for somebody else to come through. And they saw it, and it like when they opened the front door, it flew out. And then I went to my bed.
Wow.
So I don't know if this read might be for the roach. Fuck you, bitch. You audacious hoe.
Whoa.
And as well as just the filth of New York City. My God, it's because
uncanny.
I couldn't even almost blame the roach 100% of the way because you leave trash bags on the street here for people to come and get. Yeah. You say everything about Florida, right? They gave us bins. You know what I'm saying? Like, we had a bin for trash, a bin for recycling, and you fill that bitch up and push it out at the front of the road or whatever when it was about to be trash day, and they came with a machine, pick it up, and maybe that's bougie. Maybe I'm spoiled.
It's just too many people in New York City for that.
It makes sense. Right. This is completely overpopulated. I get it. But these roaches are like snacks.
Yeah. And they just...
Oh, and warmth or AC or whatever. Makes them... When I tell you, I was about to be like, this is your apartment. You want the keys? Like, have fun. Just let me get my child and I'll go on about my business.
I was doing my laundry in the basement once and a big ass roach like that showed up in the laundry room and I had to pick up a vase that had fake flowers in it. And set it on top of that nigga just to keep it from moving. I was so afraid.
And honestly, you braver than me. Like, I'm not. Oh,
I was so afraid.
Hell no, absolutely not.
It was one of them roaches that you hit and it still don't die. Oh, like I can't hit you again. It's already bleeding that weird.
I have not even seen I'm done.
So gross. Yeah,
I haven't even seen a flying roach in such a long time, or at least not one with a nerve to fly when I was around. But that bitch, like, as soon as I saw it, he was like, oh, guess what I can do? No.
Yes.
No. The whole place is yours. I'm not even going to argue with you, bruh. You can have it today. So I just wanted to tell that quick story of, like, I was so furious. No pun intended. I was so angry. I was just so tired. And it blew my high. I had to go back upstairs and get high again to fully appreciate my Cheetos.
You had to reinstate your high.
Fuck roaches. That's that. I'm done.
Yeah, roaches are disgusting, so it's valid. For my read this week, I just wanted to say really quickly, fuck the government in Michigan. Flint still does not have clean water.
Wow.
Fuck the judge in the Chiquisa Clemens case over in Mobile County. His name is Judge Mark Irwin. He found her guilty of disorderly conduct and resisting arrest. If you remember, she is the person who was arrested at Waffle House because she asked for plasticware to go with her food, which the rest of us just automatically get that when we get our food to go. I don't understand why it turned into an issue of 50 cents and then calling the cops and then pulling her shirt down and exposing her in this very violent arrest and all that anyway. Despite the fact that there's a petition with more than 50,000 signatures on it that was created and delivered to the Saraland District Attorney, Chiquisha was still found guilty. The judge said because the facts of the case met the legal definitions required to find her guilty and that all the emotion that played out around the trial was irrelevant to the proceedings. So she will have to pay, I believe, $400 total in court fees. Somebody will correct me if I'm wrong about that. She was also sentenced to 10 days in jail, but it will be suspended for 1 year of informal probation. She and her lawyers plan to appeal that decision, but it's just wild to me that anybody could see the video of what that girl went through and found her guilty of anything other than being black in Alabama. Because that's all that happened.
Really?
But of course, a white judge, he has to be white.
Judge
in Alabama would look at this girl and somehow find a way to side with the police. It's just trash. Every bit of it is trash. Shakisa has a GoFundMe. I believe that is at GoFundMe.
I was about to ask because, I'll pay for it, girl.
/Justice for Chiquisha Clemens. So if you want to donate to them, I'm sure they still need money to help with her defense and all that.
I'll do that right now.
Then you go right ahead and help out. But, if we don't stick up for our own damn people, nobody will. And what happened to this young lady is absolutely egregious. Now,
GoFundMe.
GoFundMe.com. Actually, if you just Google Chiquisha Clemens GoFundMe, it should come right up. But I think I had the URL correct. For my last read this week, this one actually happened in Canada, in Alberta. A McDonald's there, the employees were cleaning the coffee machine. They had two cleaning lines hooked up to the latte machine when Sarah Douglas stopped at the drive-thru for some coffee. And so instead of a latte, she was served a fresh hot cup of cleaning materials and various cleaning fluids instead of coffee in her cup. She took a sip.
Best part of waking up.
I should mention that Sarah is pregnant with her third child.
Oh, great. Murder.
So, the rest of us already don't want to ingest chemicals, but when you have a fetus inside of you
probably
kind of
not
like
the greatest
really
thing to do. Yeah.
So she took one sip, obviously knew something was wrong, returned to the restaurant where the staff member said, "Oh, yeah, my bad. What happened was the machine was being cleaned as it is every morning. The milk supply line was connected to the cleaning solution while this guest drink was made. So we have taken action to review proper cleaning procedures with the team and put up additional signage." Not sure why we need additional signage to remind motherfuckers that like only food and the edible things should be going into cups and boxes and bags that we're serving to our customers.
How do you even mix coffee up?
I don't. So, I mean, I understand hooking the machine up to like cleaning solution and cleaning it out. What I don't understand is somebody going through the process of making a cup of coffee and then you have to pull the cup away. Like, did you not smell or nothing about the smell or the look of it made you think, bitch, this isn't coffee. And then you gave it to a woman who is pregnant. So I feel like she will almost certainly sue McDonald's. And regardless of how you feel about institutions like that, like you have to be better than this.
And guess what? Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. I'm loving it.
I'm loving that check. Me and this fetus gonna be eating hash browns and nuggets for a very long time.
And the McDonald's in our home.
I'll be sending my baby to school on that McDonald's scholarship.
That's right.
You damn right. Because y'all had me fucked up on that day. You need to double check what you are putting into people's cups.
Anytime my baby want to see the Hamburglar and Grimace,
it's happening.
They come over.
Like that.
That's it.
At her birthday party, all them niggas is coming through.
And the little bird too, whatever
Grimace,
that bitch name
all
was.
All them niggas.
Each and every.
Yes. That Oscar nigga.
Yeah.
Him as well.
Ronald could stay. He looks scary. Looks
Ronald
quite murderous.
Ronald has always.
He's always been frightening.
He's always looked like he does home invasion.
Yes.
He always has. But as for the rest of you, you'll be at my baby's house every year that she wants to see you.
That's it.
And that is the
until we tired.
That. Y'all have got to do better. My God.
All the toys.
Just trash. Imagine had she had that gone so much worse. Like I feel like she and her baby are fine, but it could have been much worse. And just a mess. So do better, McDonald's. And really everybody in general. Everybody just needs to tighten up. Yeah. And do their best. That is going to wrap up this week's episode of The Read. Check us out on social media at This Is The Read and our website, thisistheread.com. Do you have any news this week?
Yes, it is August.
Hooty-hoo.
Welcome to a new month. And at the end of this month, August 26th, we will be having another 305 Live pool party in Los Angeles. And I can't wait. Man, I just need to get into a pool so bad. And last year's was so much fun. And y'all showed out and turned up. And it was great. And I can't wait to do it again. Sucks it's the same week as Afropunk, but gotta do what you gotta do, I guess.
Yeah, I understand.
And I think that's it for me. Oh, and you can stop asking me at the moment to allow you to audition because again, it's
I
not
bet
there
niggas
yet.
are pouring in from all over and trying to write, produce, direct, be in the show.
I've literally gotten so many headshots. I'm like, I just want to, and it's so great. And obviously, I want to.
You're a big star now. A big, big star now. Look at you. So proud.
Do you have any news this week?
I do. Angelica Ross tweeted me.
Oh my gosh, me too.
That made my whole week.
Yeah, I
was just
very
excited. She was like, first of all, she listens to the show and loves it. She
apparently
was dying.
She was casually mentioned, "Oh yeah, I was listening." I'm
She's
what?
Wait, what? You were just listening to us? I love her so much. God, I cannot wait I know it's a long ways away, but I can't wait for Pose to come back. Also, our dear sister Kia is having a Teen Typing Fest event here in New York City. The first one in DC went so well, so she is bringing the show up here to the city on Friday, August 17th from 6 to 9 p.m. at Plus Hall Lobby in NYU. It is a fun, fly, and enlightening safe space for Black women academics, entrepreneurs, and professionals. It will also feature wisdom from Sharon Fry's Brit PhD, centered around the theme getting clear about who we are, why we're here, and where we're headed. It is such an amazing event. It sounds so good. I might have to go sneak and hide in the back somewhere and just try to soak up all the energy and the knowledge, because Kia always comes correct with everything she does, and she is just walking in her purpose. Did she tell you about Sarah Jakes Roberts inviting her to be part of her women's thing that she had a couple weeks ago? Yeah, so Kia has just been doing the damn thing. So yeah.
And I think the Friend Zone show is the next day.
Yeah, and the Friend Zone show is the next day. So shout out to our friends doing big things that weekend. But yes, definitely make sure, if you are a young professional and looking to connect with other Black women, check out the Teen Typing Fast event on Kia's Instagram. I think the tickets are at like bit.ly.com. I don't know exactly. But yeah, check out Kia's Instagram or Nothing But Trouble on Twitter for additional details. Also, I wanted to say congratulations to Michael Arsenault and his new book, I Can't Date Jesus, out now. I have heard nothing but amazing things. Everybody keeps telling me how it is so hilarious. I have been following Michael's writing for a long, long time, ever since The Cynical Ones, his blog. He is an excellent writer. I am only like halfway through the first chapter because I just got home from traveling nonstop, but it's already funny. Like, he immediately is going there with like sexuality and things of that nature. So very excited for you, Michael. Congratulations on the release of the book. Make sure y'all check out I Can't Date Jesus, out now wherever you get your favorite books. And I think that's all of the good news for this week. Don't forget to congratulate my nigga Kid Fury.
Oh my God.
Wow. I won't play any more Jamaican music. I feel like that was maybe a little offensive, but I just wanted to celebrate you.
I wasn't offended. I was confused.
And you're everything in this moment, because I know you won't give yourself that. All right. Do we have an acronym this week?
GLOY.
Good luck, Onika. Good luck. No, that can't be it. Good luck on yams. Good looking out. Good looking out, yo.
It's Greek go love on yourself.
Oh, I love that.
Go give yourself some love.
Yes, because you deserve it.
Or masturbate, or both. I don't know.
Okay. Well, we will see y'all next week.